Alright, what's going on? Today I'm going to go pick up a new bike. Been looking for a new bike for a while because my CB550, it's been having problems with the idle. When I drive it, I have to release the clutch in order to have the idle to go ahead and back down. Sometimes it idles fine, but once it gets warmed up, then it has a sticking idle. And I've already gone through the carbs. I know that there's no passages that aren't clean. Also, I've gone through the ignition system and I've checked a bunch of things, and I just can't really find what it is. Right now, it either is a vacuum leak, or it's a mechanical issue. And I haven't been able to find a vacuum leak even when I spray around the boots. So it's probably a mechanical issue, and I just can't see what the mechanical issue would be. So I've been looking. I'm gonna get another bike. It's gonna be somewhat of a project, but I'm getting one that runs fine and is a little bit newer, so hopefully I don't have any issues with it. But I guess now I'll have a second project. Alright, just got back. It's pretty late out because the drive was 2 hours to go get it, but this is what I got. It's a 1992 Gixxer 600. It's the first year that Suzuki made a water-cooled Gixxer, and I've been looking for an oil-cooled one for a while, and this one popped up and it's water-cooled, but it popped up and it was like $900, so I went ahead and looked at it, and it's probably like a 20-footer bike. It doesn't look too bad like in video and in pictures, but once you get up close to it, you kind of see that everything's kind of faded on it, and there's scratches and stuff. And then somebody put like a Walmart exhaust tip on it, but I'll probably just put a little bit of money into it and clean it up and just make this a I guess reliable bike that I can ride around on, because I'm just having issues with the carbs on this one. I've already gotten the bike taken apart. Need to change the air filter, and then I'll end up sinking the carbs on it. Everything in it looks pretty stock, and I can't really tell that they've turned any bolts on anything, so everything underneath the plastic looks pretty original. Also, the rear brake caliper is seized, so I need to rebuild it, but the previous owner gave me a rebuild kit with it, so I need to get that done, and then the rotor and the pads need to be replaced. But once I go ahead and get the title transferred and get insurance on it, then I'll continue working on it. Alright, so I said I wouldn't work on it till I got tagged, but I guess I lied. Already got it apart. I'm gonna go ahead and do a compression test on it, because it doesn't really have any power up until like 6,000 RPM, so I'm guessing the idle, the pilot jet or the emulsifier tube is probably worn out, so the holes are bigger on it, causing it to run rich. But if that's not the case, it could be that the compression's low and it's down on power till it gets warm. Also, I haven't shown this bike since I put together, so got the tank on. I kind of like the raw metal better. I'll probably end up maybe painting the bike like a gray color. I don't know, I kind of like the red I had on it, but we'll see. Also, I was gonna look, this throttle, it's kind of been bothering me because my wrist, I have a pretty bad wrist because I've fallen quite a bit on it, and it's always hurts my wrist after a while. But if you look, it's like, I don't know, it's more than quarter pull, and I'm thinking I'll show a little trick. If you put zip ties in the underneath the throttle cable, it will actually space it out and make your pull shorter. So I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, this is my first time doing this, but to get the cables off, you just loosen them at the carbs. There's a little nut on there and you back it out, and then you can loosen it up here, and there's just 2 Allen keys on this one, and pop it off, and then I'll show you once I get it all taken apart. Alright, I got everything taken off. Here's the little housing that goes around it, and those are the cables. They just slide right out and you can pull it off. And this is what I was talking about. The cable's right on this, so if you take epoxy and you glue like plastic or zip ties is what I'm going to use around it, it makes this diameter bigger, and then that makes your throttle, whenever you twist it, you don't have to twist it as much because it pulls more line with a shorter turn. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and see what the outcome is. Alright, I'm going to do the compression test. I already got the hose in. When I was taking the plug cap off, I noticed that that was broken. It was hidden behind this, but I'll probably just go ahead and get new coils for the bike because the wire just pops right off of it now that that's off. I could just glue it and use it for right now, but I'll probably just go ahead and order new coils because I kind of want to get a new ignition system for it. But I'll go ahead and check the compression on it. Alright, so it's laid out. I was messing with the compression test and my battery's too low to turn the motor over fast enough to even do a compression test. And then it's working on the little throttle thing, and I'm just gonna start over tomorrow because it was being a little bit of a pain. But I went ahead and washed it, and I'm painting the plastics that are too faded to clean up. I'll probably eventually just buy new ones, but I'm wanting to put a race fairing on the bike. This whole front bracket right here holds the front headlight. Front headlight weighs a whole bunch of weight. It's probably like 5 pounds, which is quite a bit for a headlight. When I put the other fairing on, I'm gonna run a different style of headlight. So I'll probably take this whole bracket out. For right now, I'm gonna try to run these plastics. So I'll probably just cut the sides off on the brackets, and then there's another bar that goes down here. I'll probably cut that off because it really doesn't need it. It's pretty thick. It's not going anywhere. Also on the back, there's a whole stock license plate holder and turn signals, and it has a metal bar that goes underneath the subframe. And I'm assuming that weighs quite a bit, so I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to remove the shock reservoir over there. I'll eventually get a newer shock for it, but right now I'll just run that. And then I've already taken this bracket, and there's normally a cable that runs all the way down here to a lock, so you can pop the seat up by putting a key in there. And I went ahead and removed that and then turned it around, so once you take the front seat off, you can just push this lever and it takes off the back seat. That saved a little bit of weight, but I'll be adding up all the weight that I saved with it and continue on. Alright, so it's getting pretty late, so I'm gonna just end it here. My plan on the bike is just keeping it stock airbox, whole motor stock, and then I'll probably just put an aftermarket exhaust so that it's lighter. But I'm not trying to do any performance stuff. I'm just trying to make the bike light. I still want it to be reliable because I just want to have a bike that I can ride this summer that I don't really have to worry about like the other bike. But that pretty much does it. Thanks for watching.